Hey guys, how are we doing today? So in this video I'm going to show you all how to write some quadratic equations based on given information. So we're going to have three cases that we're going to look at. Actually, in this video we're only going to look at two of them. We're just going to look at these first two cases, and then I'm going to try to make a follow-up video for that third case. But let's say you have a point in a vertex. So any point on that quadratic function, and then the vertex of the quadratic function. If we do, then we can use this equation to figure it out. All right, so we'll be referring back to this, and I would write this down or keep it with you when trying to work these problems, so that you can refer back to this. Now let's say we have a point and the x-intercepts. So the x-intercepts are just the points where the function crosses the x-axis. So let's say we have that. Let's say just some random point and the x-intercepts. Then we can use this form here. So we're going to keep those two forms in mind, and then let's look at an example of how we could actually write an equation here. So here we go. So we want to write an equation for this parabola in vertex form. So we're going to use that that form from above. So look back in vertex form. That's this first one. Okay. So actually, I'm going to take a picture of those two so that I can remember what they are when we look down here. Okay, so we're going to write this in vertex form. So our vertex equation is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Now here's the thing. In these equations, when we do this, we're going to be able to know what h and k are, because that's just the vertex. But we're not going to be able to know what, and we're going to be able to know what y and x are, because we can just substitute y and x with just our random point. In this case, it'd be that 4, 6. But we don't know what a is, and a is what we got to figure out if we're going to be able to write this equation. We don't know what that number out front is. So we're going to fill everything in this equation except for a, and then we're going to solve for a. That's going to be our strategy. All right. So this random point is going to be our xy, and this point down here, the 2, -2, is going to be our hk. All right, so let's fill this in. Our y is 6 equals a. We don't know what a is. X is 4. H is 2. And k is -2. So actually we can just write -2 there. All right, now let's solve this equation. So let's simplify what's in parentheses first. 4 minus 2 is 2. So 6 equals a times 2 squared minus 2. All right, we can go ahead and square the 2. So we'll have 6 equals a 4 minus 2. We can add the 2 to the left side. So we'll have 8 equals a4. And then we can divide by 4, and that will give us, let me make sure my face isn't in the way here. That will give us a has to equal 2 if we divide the 4 over to the left. All right, so now once we know what a is, then we can write our equation. Now when you write these equations, you want to keep x and y as x and y, but everything else in that original equation we're going to replace with what we know it to be. So if we write this equation out, y is just y. A we now know is 2. X is just x. H we know from before was 2. And then squared. And then plus k. K was -2, so we can just write a -2 down here on the end. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the equation. All right. Now, if you want to, I would challenge you to stop the video here and try to work out this problem right here. So this is your vertex on the right, okay, and then this is this is just some random point here that you can use for your xy. So try it out, see if you can get the equation for this function for number 4 down below. And remember, you're trying to figure out what a is, and once you get what a is, then you can go back and rewrite the equation, just replacing everything except for the x and the y. All right, so I'll give you a second to pause it. All right, I'm assuming that you knocked that out. I'm going to post the answers down in the comments, so you'll be able to check yourself. Okay, let's look at this one. So for this problem, we're going to be writing an equation in intercept form. So let's go ahead and write down what our intercept form is. Our intercept form, let's change colors here. Our intercept form is going to be a x minus p x minus q. And p and q are the x-intercepts, so it doesn't matter which one is which. So we can say -4 is our p and 6 is our q. And I covered up the 6 by doing that, so let me do that. All right, so p we'll say is -4, q is 6. And then, let's see, x and y is going to be, actually, we can just use the vertex up here for our x and y. It doesn't have to be the vertex for this, it can just be any point. But for this one, we have the vertex as a point, so might as well use it. So that's going to be our xy. All right, and I covered up the 5 again, but y'all know that's a y. All right, so let's do kind of the same strategy here. Let's substitute everything in and try to solve for a. So our y is 25. You'll know what a is. X is 1. P is -4. So that's going to be minus -4, which really turns into a +4. Okay. And then x is 1 minus q, which is 6. Okay, so we can simplify this. 1 plus 4 is 5. 1 minus 6 is -5. All right, 5 times -5 is -25. We can divide that -25 over to the left, so a will equal -1. So now we can rewrite our function, replacing everything except for the x and y. We want to keep the x and the y just as x and y in that final form. So here we go. We're going to have y equals -1, which we can just write a negative because 1 is understood. X minus p, which was -4, so we can just do +4. Hold on, guys. All right, I'll get that in a second. Well, I thought I ignored it. How do I mute it? You know what? Just let it ring. It's fine. It's fine. I'll call him back. Sorry about that, guys. So, and then x, we were almost done. We got to finish this video. And then minus q, which is 6. All right, so there is our final form of the equation. So that's what you want in the final form. You just want x and y. You don't want the p's, the q's. You don't want the a's. All right, so I'm going to leave number 7 and number 8 there for you as a challenge here at the end of the video. So it gives you the x-intercepts, and then it gives you some other point that you can use for your x, y. So for the first one, you know, you can have like a p and a q. It doesn't matter which one is which. And then over here we have our x and our y. So we can figure out what a is, and then solve for a, figure out what a is, and then plug that back into the original form to figure that out, okay? And again, this is intercept form. I'll post the answers to numbers 7 and 8 down in the comments. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. These people are calling me, so I gotta go. I'll see y'all later.